all right. Hold the music. Hold the music. What the hell is that? What the hell is that?
It's just a friend that's going to be joining me.
A friend is going to be joining you.
Yeah.
If he keeps turning,
It's a hamburger with legs.
If he turns your mute on and off, I'm going to lose my mind. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mayor's Desk for June 6, 2025. I'm Rob Barefoot. That's James Hutt. And name it. Chat's going to make you. They've already tried to name the cursor.
He doesn't have a name right now. Please put some... you know what? Why don't you just send it to... go on to Dice's channel.
No, don't send people to make weird comments on my channel. I get those enough.
What is it? His community... What's it called? Sorry, I'm not a YouTuber.
Page. No, it's fine. No. Please do not do that. Put it here. Put it in chat. Put it in chat, sir. I don't have to mitigate more.
And make sure you have to delete them all individually.
Please don't. So that's one of the reasons why I dread like getting active again on my personal channel, which is Dice TTRPG here on YouTube. I dread the moderation. I already have those channels on such like high auto strict moderating because people got very angry that I said betray Pan Am, and it was hilarious because I engineered that short to basically try to tick people off, and it worked. But too many people didn't get the joke and took it seriously. They protected their Pan Am. I still don't know, like man. Pan Am.
This was like when you were telling me earlier that K-pop wasn't that good.
I hate K-pop.
Yeah.
Wanna fight?
And you love discussing it on specifically in that place I told you to go earlier.
No. don't have moderate you, Jay Gray. I see you. Speaking of which, Jay, give me a second. Now that I've got your name, oh no, not gonna make Jay a mod.
Your name.
Oh no, I just straight up snagged his name here. Now I can actually set him as a moderator. Oh no, I've been waiting for that, sir. But yeah, I've been trying to get my own channel back up and going just because I've been so busy. I want to have like a little outlet. Talked about it last stream a bit, but I'm just sitting there like, do I really want to put up with the extra moderation? So, yeah. May just have channel approval only for it. Alright, where are you? Where are you? I have that jam stuck in my head. Oh, this is the right Jay Gray. I'll find out later.
Oh, this is the right Jay. Not a pretender.
Nah. Are you the real Jay Gray, or are you just the AI I keep hearing about? All right, where did my chat go? But anyway, guys, so today, as we promised last stream, we are going to be focusing on questions that have been sitting in the Discord for a hot minute. Now, the reason why is because we had a heavy focus there for a while on making sure that all the martial arts questions got hit. Okay, yeah, that's the real Jay. That is the real Jay with that question right there. Funny enough, I got pizza in the kitchen. I ordered 3 pizzas so far this week. I don't know why I decided to be a fat ass.
That's a lot of pizza, man.
I don't know why. It's just I have been craving
in the South.
pizza.
It's not like you have good pizza.
It is. It's crappy pizza. It's Pizza Hut pizza.
Oh, man.
It's the same Pizza Hut that's been there for 30 years, too. So it's got that grime to it. That's when you want it.
Please be kind to my friend. Please be kind to my friend.
They are kind. I'm pretty sure I don't have kidney failure yet.
Oh, I'm not talking about them.
Oh, fine, man. Is it a new Titty Swim song?
Well, the real J grade, please stand up.
So let's see here. Let me go ahead and get this channel open. We'll get this kicking off because we only got y'all for an hour today. But
yeah, let's kick it off.
And also, we are gonna experiment with potentially having Mayor's Desk next week right at Hardtile HQ, right smack dab from the conference room. May get a little mic action, may get some J action. See how much we can all tick each other off and throw things at each other.
Okay, have fun. Have fun.
You're already out of it.
Great.
It's gonna be interesting. We'll find out. But yeah, next week we may have Mayor's Desk. But if we do, it'll actually be from Hardtile HQ. All right. Let me actually go find out where I left off because this thing goes back ages. Now, the reason why we have been holding a lot on the Discord servers questions, like I said, was because of martial arts. But it's because...
So true, Jay Gray.
I won't have time? I know I won't have time. It's so
you
busy
really
these
won't.
summits.
You haven't done this before. You really won't.
At least I get to see the cool mountains again. I still remember when I was landing at the airport in Seattle, it took a while for my brain to realize that that was a fucking mountain and not a cloud. Yeah, that thing was very, very prominent from the airport.
We got mountains.
The reason why I was wanting to say...
one.
By the way, how loud is James for y'all? Is he coming through loud? I'm quiet, or it could just be my volume being low. What? I saw that face. What'd you do? He fell?
He fell.
He fell. No, you're fine now.
I was adjusting my...
You want to add googly eyes? Don't give him ideas. So I want to go ahead and make sure it's said. The reason why we've been slow on doing the Discord questions is we've been doing the posts, chat, and then Discord questions because once we get all the questions done elsewhere, there is always going to be a need for a backlog. And I'm sure you guys don't want this to drop to 2 a month. But we're going to at least be... Huh?
Let's just ask questions. We got an hour.
I have to
tell them why we're doing it.
I'm going to tell them why we do it. It's important so they got the context, sir. As you see, he's already in migraine mode.
Give me the first question. I'm ready.
Okay, first question is from LCC, who just got muted by Nightbot. LCC came in and went in swinging. All right, from Lord Cheese's Crust, he wants to know, can you install medical-grade cyber arms onto an artificial shoulder mount? Their description in the core rulebook, page 116/367, states, user can mount 2 cyber arms under the first set of arms. It doesn't explicitly forbid them. So yes. Okay.
Yes, you can. There's no reason you can't.
Yep. They're wanting to use it with
You're already getting a ton of humanity lost from the artificial shoulder mount. If all you wanted were the arms, that's probably an attractive way to do it. I think it's balanced.
Okay. All right, then. So the next one is for 40% flash kick. I kind of dig the name. Okay. Their question is regarding quick hacks. Do the virus rules apply to quick hacks in the same way they apply to normal Netrunner dives? So this is a 2077 mission kit question, which we always like to preface before we do any 2077 rulings. This is always up in the air.
They're designed for use in the mission kit.
Yeah.
They're not full rules.
Yeah.
I believe you can leave a virus at the bottom of a net architecture that's in somebody versus it's yes. The answer is yes. When you get to the bottom, you can do a virus. This is how a lot of the a lot of the stuff that doesn't fit into our categories of quick hacks in that Edgerunner Mission Kit, or the ones you might see like T-Bug doing, or oh god, I don't remember his name, but he runs the Voodoo Boys. The custom stuff that happens kind of in like a storytelling way, that stuff is usually virus in our system.
Virus, your narrative fun stuff.
Seed or something. Placide.
Placide. That's what I'm saying. Placide and Mama Brigitte. Never mind.
Placide is when Placide jacks into you, he's doing the direct connection. So he's skipping walls. That's why he's doing it physically. Not like he doesn't have the talent to do it without being physical about it. He's doing it because it's a show of force, and it's also easier. And if you can do it the easy way, why wouldn't you?
And remember, if
you got somebody tied up in a chair, you don't really need to go digitally through. You can just physically jack into them most of the time.
When it comes to the actual direct connection, remember, even when you're going into clouds, whenever they say just direct connect here, even V says, that's are you sure? Because even V is concerned about doing a straight up personal connection because it is just a straight pathway in. It's basically hopping on a public VPN and putting your credit card information.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but yeah, keep in mind, anything with the mission kit may change when the full book comes out. It's your GMs calling the in for all of this. We don't overrule your GMs and for the mission kit.
No more of that full book talk.
I have to. From Official KP. How do you think Batman would fare in Night City, and what would he use? I'll let you start with this before I go into my rant.
There is a Batman analog. There's a very close Batman analog in 2020.
Yep.
Actually, his name is Brightman.
Mm-mm.
Is it Brightman?
No, Merkman is one of them, but there's also another we have in red.
Merkman.
We also have another one in red.
Am I getting it? Brightman is from something else.
I don't know where. We have
There's
Vanisher.
a serial killer that's very Batman themed in 2020 book. In the 2020 book, I'm sure.
I can't remember. But I know we have Vanisher too, which is basically Cyberpunk Batman Merc.
I thought Vanisher was more like the Shadow. But okay.
You always thought he's more the Shadow? I always got Batman vibes.
Wait. And then, like, in the... spoilers for Night City Stories, I think. Isn't there, like, a very close, like, vigilante Robin style antagonist?
Antagonist? So, are we talking about the guy from
like
Not a Stitch to Wear?
No. All right, never mind.
Yeah, no, it's a good question. This is a question we can have some fun on.
I don't remember, though, so...
Let's see.
Maybe let's get to questions I can actually answer versus stuff I'm like, what was the name?
Well, so I'll straight up tell you, when it comes to Batman, your special weapons are going to be the classic smoke grenades. You already have your boomerangs and black chrome. You've got your grappling hooks. You have your non-lethal weapons. You have your armor, and that's if he's going all natural. I mean, you even can really set him up with huh?
I just want to point out that I'm just a huge Batman fan.
I'm a
Most of
Batman's
Batman's toolkit exists in red just to make sure that you could, if you wanted to, play Batman.
Including which era of Batman you want and which actor you want. Like,
there's a reason it's called the grapple gun, okay? That's all I'm saying. The grapple gun is literally kind of the Batman grapple gun.
Yeah.
When you think about how it gets used and how easy it is to use.
Mm-hmm. If you want a good analog to how to make Batman work in Cyberpunk, just watch the Christian Bale movies, because you see all the gadgets and how they are realistically before they're painted over into being bat gear. Like, even the glasses and goggles that flop down and stuff, there's your tech goggles right there. So many different things. But now you actually also have all the martial arts you can use with him from Interface Red Volume 4. Yeah, you can very, very easily get Batman working, but remember, he's balanced out by his deduction skills, his detective skills too. He's the, world's greatest detective. He's not just an ass kicker, but he is an ass kicker. I was ready for that question. I remember saying now that we were going to start with that. Next one from Sunday. Do you think there's a place for a realistic shotgun in Cyberpunk Red? The 3x3, while balanced, misses something I really like about shotguns, and that is the reliable mid-short range.
I can't talk about this right now.
Yeah, you can't. I would actually stop you if you tried.
Nope.
Wait a little while.
Let's move on.
Wait a little while.
Can't.
Purple Penguin. Naranth asks, is there a way to get cliff notes of the stream? Yeah. Actually, there is. We actually have two really, really dedicated fans who, one, do full timestamps.
There's a serious community guy doing that,
and also, like, we also have one who has full timestamps, who has full transcripts, including every single bad joke I land. I'll tell y'all what. Both of y'all feel free to put your links down in the comments below. I'll make sure they're pinned, because I was intending to keep timestamps up for these, but things are busy. But yeah, what do you mean there's another bingo low, Jack?
They're minesweeping.
Yeah.
We should just randomly say I can't answer that in the future to normal questions to throw them off.
Oh yeah. So LoJack says, go onto the Discord, which is discord.gg/games for the record. Go to the Discord and look for the community downlink in the resources section. Yeah, LoJack's on it. So from Culture Nerd. Huh? What?
No, nothing. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Quit looking through the new Magic the Gathering card set. That what you're doing?
No, I'm reading the live chat. It's funny.
Yeah, the live chat's good. They're good today. From Culture Nerd, why is it that the hardening from black chrome for cyber limbs and eyes cost humanity when you're just giving it basically the functionality of their meat counterparts? It seems a bit silly to me. Mm.
It's a paranoia thing. You have to be like a level of paranoid to install that type of stuff, and like it's be like wearing a bulletproof t-shirt and being like, well, what if I get shot?
That's a fair point.
It puts you in a different mindset. Also, that's like anything that's above human capacity is supposed to do something like that. Anyway,
oh boy, this is going back to something you admit people can do a few episodes ago. Are you ready?
Oh, what was it?
Mew asks, if we can fabricate live chickens, does that mean that we can also fabricate cyber pets and babies? Yeah, you opened the door to cloning with Tech's maker ability. Do you remember doing that?
So they have to be cloning. If there's cloned meat, somebody's got to be cloning it. You can be the one who clones, right? But if you try to do like, what is it? What's that anime called? Remind me. Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh God, no. Don't bring that into the picture. You know,
you try to do Full Metal Alchemist, and you know, like it's probably not going to work. Although I think there's a 2020 big campaign that has something to do with that. So, but I don't remember that. I think that's Land of the Free or Home of the Brave.
It's one of those two.
Doesn't that one of those have?
I was starting to reach for
one of those two
my
with the
Home of the Brave
line.
I think it's Land of the Free.
I actually have that one with the. It's totally missing from the Artau library, but I found one at Half Price Books with the map still intact.
Oh shit!
And I keep wanting to frame the huge original printing map of the United States.
I don't even have that
in 2020.
That was one of the ones I've been trying to get.
Yeah. Well, maybe I find it. Maybe I find it. Is it got a space on your wall?
This hasn't fell on me again yet.
All right. Well, we're also gonna get some of those things that are, you put them down into the cabinet and then you put them back into the wall.
It's in place. I don't trust it.
From happening.
I don't trust it. I don't trust my wall.
So you need more.
All right. But anyway, yeah, I was always scared when we said, yeah, you could definitely fabricate animals. I was like, oh God, what did he do? All right, so Black Steel Gaming.
You fabricate a live chicken. I'm not sure about live.
Oh, it'd be dead. You're not making
I said live.
You didn't say live. That's right. You didn't say live.
Meat.
No, you made it. You made it appear to be live. We may need to. We need to errata the cloning. They're dead. They're all dead.
The cloning. It's actually.
No, don't do that. Don't you dare open this gate.
I don't know how cloned meat works. I gotta look into more cloned meat.
I refuse to eat impossible meat. I refuse to eat cloned meat. I can't do it. I just can't.
It's not cloned.
I grew up on a cattle farm. I cannot betray my steak.
Eats.
No, if you switcheroo and make me eat some impossible meat in Seattle, I swear to God. Black Steel GM.
I'm gonna start asking some questions about your time on the farm, unless we keep moving.
Oh no, don't get me started.
The questions if you want.
I have been electrocuted more times than any human should. Gambit asks, if you hold your action to shoot someone behind cover, do you get to remain behind cover until your held action comes up, or are you exposed for the rest of the round?
Okay, one more time.
If you hold your action to shoot someone who's trying to hide behind cover, so when they pop up, you fire, do you have to stay up out of cover yourself until your held action is triggered? Or are you exposed for this? Or can you hide while holding your action to shoot somebody hiding behind cover?
No, you have to be ready to do it at all times, and that implies being out.
Yep, so you have to be up and exposed.
Then when they pop out, right, to shoot you, since you've been holding the action earlier than them, you get to shoot them first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you don't have to take a shot in order to try to make a shot. You've been waiting to shoot them when they come up. You get the first shot.
Yeah,
and they get a shot at you.
Yeah, and also
then you get to go back behind cover.
They're worried about other enemies.
Fair play.
Pop, and at them while they're holding their action to shoot someone else. That's the risk.
That's the classic. Give me cover fire. thing,
Suppressive
right?
fire.
Like, you want that? No, I mean, like, that's the danger of somebody staying up to do cover fire.
That's a good call. That's a good move. Yeah, but I like that too, because if you're waiting to shoot somebody, you're doing one of those classic action movie shots where you're waiting for someone to come around that corner and you're out in the open. I've seen Lethal Weapon a few times, I think. One of them. All of them. Lethal Weapon's great movies. But no, people come around and catch you off guard. It's a risk. Huh?
Never mind.
Jay disagrees with this. He thinks she can peek. I will get both of you on this show one time, and I will just sit silently and laugh my ass off the whole time. I see that smile. All right, next question.
That would be a blind fire, Jay. They have that in 2020. We don't have that right now in Red.
I love you guys. Diana Sario asks, do NPCs benefit from the Mantis Blade's streamlined enhancement? The rules state that you need to use luck to get the benefit. Would NPCs need to use luck as well to get the benefit, or would they just get the benefit if they don't have luck?
Feel free to give them a little luck, so they can use the benefit if you want, but that one is designed with players in mind. It also, don't break the game to give them a little luck. So go do it. Have fun.
Yeah. Infernox has a question here. Let me get it up. Just got to scroll down some. We are making good headway. We're already at the 30-minute mark. So Infernox asks, for invented upgrades done with the invention expertise, does the tech need additional materials? Additionally, can the GM lower the price category of the additional materials below expensive? That's a tongue twister. Give me a second. Additionally, can the GM lower the price category of the additional materials below expensive after the first prototype, or can they do it in the moment the blueprint is finished?
Right. So I have answered this question before.
I think we did. I think this is one of the cases where they asked it in a post. It sounded familiar as I was reading it.
Right. So I believe the first one has to be expensive. You can also invent a process that allows you to make a cheaper one in the future. You do have to invent that process. Just like, that's the difference between I've made the world's first, like food source that makes ramen, right? Early ramen versus I have made the process required to make ramen at the factory level type thing. A lot of this in this tech bit is, if you're the GM, you can make it so you can allow all of this. If you're the player, you have to realize that your whole role ability is about interacting and interfacing with the GM to build something that isn't broken for your guys' campaign.
And don't forget, at any point after something is made... May I add this real fast?
Yeah, go ahead.
Don't forget that after something is made, your GM and you can totally go back and talk about it and balance it further. Just because it's made in that moment does not mean it's set in stone like the 10 damn commandments. No, you can further balance it as a GM. There's nothing preventing you to, and if your player tries to stop you because they don't want to lose their broken toy, well, a building falls down. Oh no.
Yeah, it was more, oh no. Somebody has sent me around 300 words of chicken fabrication flash fiction.
Why?
Because the fires of creativity burn endlessly.
Is it Jay?
And they cannot be quenched. It's not Jay.
Okay.
If it was Jay, I would. I won't name this individual, but they know who they are. And with their permission, I would be happy to read it randomly at a later date, but not today.
I'm gonna say it. Y'all do know y'all are fucking yourselves over for next year's April Fools, right? It'll just be a chicken fabrication DLC. You're welcome.
No. They're trying to control that. They don't have control of that.
I know. I can't help but poke fun at it.
April Fools is our day.
All right, on to the next one. ED335 asks, is it possible to create a linear frame made with carbon fiber that is powered using kinetic absorption and dispersion lattice and not hydraulics? This is going into Maker again.
So, one more time.
Is it possible to create
Possible to make a linear frame
made with carbon fiber that is powered using kinetic absorption and dispersion lattice and not hydraulics? This is a question for your GM. I don't know
what a kinetic dispersion and is this energy recapture?
It sounds like it is.
In
it sounds
a
like
lattice as a power source, so it would only work after you get hit.
It sounds like they're...
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Nanomachines exist in Red, and they theoretically can do things crazier than this. Because they can do micro rebuilding, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's even worse than this. So I'm assuming something like this does exist. Assuming it might be tested in some Militech lab somewhere right now. But yes, I think that's the... If you're asking story-wise, is that the tech level in Red right now, then yes, because we have adaptive cloaking, and we have, I believe there's carbon fiber sections in a couple of the, what is it? The linear frames from Black Chrome. So it makes sense. I think the Vermilion is somewhat close to this, as is the Fuma Kotaro.
I think the Vermilion's closer to it, yeah. But in the end, remember...
but yes, ask your GM.
Yeah, ask your GM,
Please
and if it sounds cool, do it. You don't need our permission for something like that.
No. But story-wise, I get it. Is that part of the lore? Because there's some stuff like ray guns that's like, okay, it's a little, that's a science fiction tier above where we are.
We shove metal in our bodies that are repaired by tiny robots that seem to feed and exist on nothing. Have fun with your tech magic.
They feed on something.
I know. I'm just making the thing like technology magic. Go do cool thing. Have some fun. This is a very multi-question one, so I'm going to break this down into basically an abridged one. From Shinkami, what is the core philosophy when implementing net running into gigs? Should there be one deep in architecture, for example, several shallow ones, things like that? Also, are black ice a net obstruction?
Black ice are not a net obstruction. A password is a net obstruction.
Yeah.
There are... That text is such so that I could theoretically make something that isn't a password also a net obstruction in the future. But we didn't end up doing that yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I homebrewed basically a fail-safe password that if, you mess it once, it locks itself permanently. It's a dick move, but they can just go and reset it.
And then it becomes black ice.
Oh, that's actually cool. That's actually really cool. Write that down. Holy shit, I never even thought of that. Oh, God. It's a whole different world if you've activated my trap card. Where's my water bottle? Hey, Aiden. Letting you know, Aiden, right now, because I see the question in chat. We're doing just the questions in Discord this week. And so if you want to pop that in the Discord, feel free. We're not going to get through all these questions in the time we have left. But next week, there should be a stream, and we'll be doing it like normal. There we go.
Love that.
That's a good idea.
Big win. Oh, hell yeah, it's a good idea. It gets a post-it note.
Did I ever send you my little black ice books?
Send me them.
Okay, I'll send them to you after this. I literally was looking around for something. I think it's because Data Fortress 2020 asked me if they could put like a roll I had homebrewed 2 years ago up on their site, and I'm like, sure. And I went looking for it, and I was able to log into my old Patreon and all of my old homebrews in there that I wrote ages ago. And I'm like, oh god, this shows how little I truly knew. But yeah,
I'll send you my old D&D homebrew. How about that? We'll trade.
God, the classic days. Yeah. All right. Mm-hmm. So basically, what Shinkami's wanting to know is, what's the philosophy for implementing net running into gigs, and what is an example that you could throw in there? We do have default examples and implementations. implementations.
We do have some examples, but I can freestyle another one. So the idea is that if you have a netrunner in your group, having a first off, adding in defenses to when you're attacking a space is always a good idea. And if you do that naturally, like if you're thinking about that naturally, you're thinking about the ways the building can resist you. Then you're not only creating a game space for the netrunner to feel like a badass, but you're also creating a game space for the tech to feel like a badass, because they can backdoor a lot of those systems as well physically. They do it differently. They have to be physically up front, but they can still do it. And a lot of people don't play that. Because here's the thing. It's like in D&D has the same problem. If there's no rogue in the party, there tends not to be traps in the dungeon. I would recommend that in Cyberpunk, you make sure the dungeon always has traps. Especially if it's somewhere you shouldn't be and you're there anyway. You don't want players to feel like the place they're trespassing is empty.
Yeah, forgive me if I started laughing. I read the next question. Oh boy.
All right, go ahead.
Jolu asks, so I wanted to ask, what's a cool / non-game breaking way to up a stat and get a beautiful 10 in something without drugs?
Beautiful 10 with no drugs?
No drugs. Body has frames,
be...
bone, legs, do a little move. What about cool empathy, reflex, and dexterity? They're trying to start the power creep.
So there's a reason why FBC is the limiter for that, and it's because the human body doesn't go past a certain amount without artificial means. So if you want to raise reflex, I believe that's ingoing metal, but you have to be an FBC, and that makes sense. When you think about it, when you think about what the stats are supposed to represent, it makes sense. I wouldn't give EMP bonuses. There are some EMP bonuses, I think, in 2020, but I don't really think they were a good idea. So that's me personally. Feel free to have another take.
If they want a better imp anyway, just use the empathy rules that we have from the mission kit. It'll give them a soft padding that'll make them feel like they have 10.
Right. Also, I like the empathy rules in the mission kit a lot. I think they have a better game experience than the core. Just like we don't have that in the core. Mm-hmm. It also creates great gameplay on table.
So,
yes, Hakun, quiet pause. You figured it out.
Yeah, even FBCs don't raise past 10. That's right. We have
past 8.
Past 8.
Without a tech upgrade.
Yeah, without a tech upgrade. Forgive me if I was a little discombobulated. I may have woke up 15 minutes before the stream. I took a quick nap before this. This always takes a lot. Handling James is difficult. Kidding? I'm kidding.
Oh yeah, I'm real difficult. Give me another question.
Arcedia asks, can you load a demon into a cyber deck and deploy it onto a control node as you pass it in a net run? I don't know if you can load demons into cyber decks, can we?
No, but I had a draft where I had that, and it ended up outshining programs, so I'd win against it.
That's fair. I'm answering this next question. I claim it. Sure. Yelmo asks, how did Morgan Blackhand survive? He was able to get away by tying himself to 2 sea turtles and swimming away from hair from his back. All right, so this one here, I did see this question pop up. I know this caused a lot of questions. So Sir Onyx asks, so is violent leverage, Salat, intended to work against an enemy repeatedly in the same combat and then never get... Oh, wait. Hold on. This was errated.
This was fixed.
Yeah, this is from May 9th, so this is already fixed. Yeah, this is already fixed. Never mind. Turpy, I like the name. I don't know why I like the name Turpy, asks, can I use the dual caster with Gun Fu? Is that the RF3 weapon from Elfland's TCG?
Yes, it is. Can use the dual caster with Gunfu. I believe Gunfu states it must be an ROF2 weapon, so unfortunately, no.
Oh, bueno. ROF3 don't work with Gunfu.
Womp womp womp.
Must be
Womp, womp,
ROF2.
sorry. I think it says that.
Oh crap, Jay just added what?
I think it does, and let's move on. I'm pretty sure.
All right, so Fish of Five asks, I'm not asking that question. Fish of Five asks, who would win in a fight? 1 Atom Smasher or 100 martial artists? Atom Smasher.
The 100 martial artists easily. It's called
I hate you.
It's just action economy.
Action economy, that's fair point.
Action economy exists.
Action economy. Peregrine asks, I'm curious about some of these martial arts. Some of them have a requirement to use a technique to succeed in a brawling attack. Is this intentional or a typo? Example,
yes.
boxing punches,
Highly
combination technique. Highly intentional. I saw this shit come together. Yep, you're supposed to.
Highly intentional.
Oh, sorry.
Brawling attacks don't have armor. If they did, oh man. Oh man, oh man. Anyway, keep going.
So, Ludi has asked the same question as the other one before, but it's a linear question. This is around the time that 100 Gorillas meme was everywhere. I'm skipping those.
Okay, yeah. Skip the 100 memes.
Yep. So, Wookie Chris.
He's dead.
Wookie Chris asks, vehicle combat question. I'm excited about this one then. How does bulletproof glass work? Do nomads need to decide if the glass is up, imposed, or down, not imposed, on their turn? Or can they choose to have it up or down when they are attacked? Same with passengers in their vehicle. So I see what they're wanting. They're feeling bulletproof glasses, you slide it up and down into the window frame, rather than it being, always in. Because I've always thought it's always in as a windshield.
No, you can slide it up and down.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That's actually really cool.
I'm assuming that it's not just the driver, by the way, unless they've activated the child lock. Be the passengers too.
It's actually pretty. I like that idea because it's like a Mad Maxi vibe in my head. Like I just got a visualization in my head, writing down, just pulling it down like shutters.
Now, this is like for one turn before they break the bulletproof glass on the back of the car, and then there's no moving it up and down anymore.
Unless you have a button that controls it all. Power windows.
Or power windows.
Power windows.
There you go.
So Nier asks, it's a Gunfu question. Let's see if this was pre or post errata. Does increased to match in Gunfu mean your Wu technique damage cannot exceed your weapons damage? Or can I do 46 range martial arts damage with a medium pistol because I'm buff? I think that actually states it in the description.
I think it says whichever is higher, and it means it.
Yeah, whichever's higher. I don't have the. I literally went to grab the full
sentence. Answers the question. I'm sorry. This is that again. You can mark the bingo cards off again.
Yeah, here we go. We're gonna say it. Read the rules.
Please read the full sentence.
Yep.
But I understand that's a confusing game design. That I mean, you don't read that sentence all the time. This isn't like the damage is this. This is the damage is this or this, unless one would be the other. It's an additional step.
All right, so,
I try not to write sentences like that at all, by the way. Because each time I create like some confusion. But there's no way to do it other than that.
We're about to wade into a lot of martial arts questions, so we may hit some already answered. So Cemetery asks...
We're getting to the non-martial arts stuff.
Yeah, no, we're now hitting it. We're now at the week of May 9th.
We're back in martial arts again.
We're in martial arts again. So let's just get through these. And any ones that we can tell that are already ratted, we'll just straight say, read the book. So Cemetery is asking about brawling attacks and brawling attack synergy. We just answered that one, so no need to answer it again. They're asking, like, why is there so much brawling in this? Well, we intended it. From Acracia...
It's intended to represent the simple strikes that are a component of every martial arts form. Every martial arts form has simple strikes, and they also have the more complicated specialized ones.
Mm-hmm. Every James
martial arts attacks have armor because they're targeted to weak spots. Sometimes you attack your opponent's stamina by like punching them in the stomach and the chest.
Get those rib shots.
And those are brawling attacks, not martial arts attacks.
Mm-hmm. Because let's face it, every single one of you are using multiple martial arts, so you're doing mixed martial arts.
Right, and here's the other thing. There is no non-mixed martial arts. All martial arts is mixed martial arts. All martial arts forms are mixed with are created from generations of, techniques. There is no non-mixed martial arts. There is no pure martial arts. There is only collaboratively built martial arts. So, sorry. That's something I learned while researching this.
Okay, this is a question I already think we errated on. This way we can confirm it in the errata. From Acracia, does Panzerfaust's inner chrome move allow you to recover from critical injuries that affected cyber parts of your body, such as a broken arm crit on a cyber arm? Or does it apply only to things that specifically apply conditions to the cyberware, like microwavers?
I believe it's only conditions, and I believe the text says exactly what it is and is not things that it is not.
Yeah, I can pop it
open. I think there was an errata to that to make sure that it went that way.
Do I have the downloaded errated one? I think I do. We'll continue on. I feel like that one is another, double check the book on that one. Because I do believe we specify. If we don't, ping me in the Discord and let me know, and I'll make sure we get back to it.
We'll get it to next time.
Yeah. Yeah, ping me in the Mayor's Desk channel, Acracia. Rena Vixen asks a really good question here with multi-arm melee. Does prehensile cyberfoot also qualify? And for mixed martial arts,
no.
Resolutions that do not take up an action stack, that much I know. Oh no, resolutions that don't... This is worded a little weird at first. I'm going to read it as is, but because I may be missing the context. Resolutions that do not take up an action stack, that much I know. But how many melee attacks in a single turn were intended that did or did not take this into account, such as Muay Thai, Krav Maga, boxing, capoeira, military commando training, or the like?
The answer is I have yet to see something that was not intended by the system be described by the player base.
Now,
I deliberately tried not to allow the system to create an ROF higher than I would desire. Have no fear, even though it is a very complicated system with a lot of moving parts. There are sort of math guardrails on the edges that will protect you from horrible game states. And as evidence to this, no one has figured out how to do anything that does that yet.
Yeah, it's fascinating to read these rules, these questions on whatchamacallit. This is release week questions. I see the fear in these. And as we now see a month later,
release week questions.
These are release week questions.
Weeks.
Yeah.
Nobody's figured it out yet.
It's been a month.
I guess I got it right.
1 month. This was May 9th. We're now on June 6th. And also, for multi-arm melee, does prehensile cyberfoot also qualify? I don't believe it does.
I would like to point out that Jay Gray and I also went through all of these questions and made sure that they were all answered in the errata. So I remember these questions from Jay Gray and me meeting on them. So
That's
don't
why
worry.
they stick out.
Another hand has already touched the beacon.
Myriad asks, can Krav Maga, either punishing blow or contact combats, granted brawling attack, make an aimed shot?
You can't make an aim shot with a martial arts special move unless it says you can. That's part of the core martial arts rule. Oh gosh.
What?
We're getting into a bunch of stuff that was literally answered by errata.
I know,
this is literally
it's great,
stuff we
isn't
went
it?
through to answer errata.
It's great. I'm enjoying to see people see.
The cyberfoot says an action a user could transform a cyber to opposite cyber arm. Yes, Jay Gray's right in there. When the cyber leg is functioning as a cyber arm, it does count as a cyber arm for the purpose
we forgot
of
to answer
melee.
it. Oh crap, we forgot to answer it.
Yes,
We just rolled along.
Sorry,
Shit,
I went over
sorry.
It. Thank you, Jay Gray.
Our minds were moving ahead too fast there. Sorry. Yeah, it's good for prehensile cyberfoot.
You're gonna have a hard time moving. But There you go.
Gonna be like poor Alita when she was fighting Big Boy with just her one arm. Oh no. Desi asks, when does Kung Fu Superior Stand take effect? Is it the current round or the following round? And if it is the current round, would the initiative queue continue from where you were or where you are?
So, just because you changed position in initiative, it doesn't mean you magically get another turn on the same round. If anything, that position happened in the past. So, it does not, you do not get a benefit on the same round you use it. You get your benefit on the next round. If you're at the bottom of initiative and you use this thing, then you can get a chance to get 2 turns kind of in a row. That's already really, really good. And potentially, if you were using 5 forms, the other half of that martial art, you could do both and get your second hit of the 5 forms on the following turn.
All right. Ready for the next one? Because we're getting close on time.
Yeah.
I'm powering through these. Blackphone PC. What is the DV for Borgfist? It states, use your action to make a martial arts special move resolution against a single target in melee range with a lower body than you. If you succeed, but it doesn't specify...
Yeah, so
I think, was this fixed?
It doesn't specify a DV because how martial arts special move resolutions work is that if it doesn't specify a DV, you go against their dodge, their evasion, just like a normal attack. So it doesn't need to specify a DV. The default is if it doesn't, then then it's just an attack. So that is in Core Red. That's also the same place you get the martial arts special moves can't make aim shots unless they say they can. Text.
All right. I'm going to do 3 more questions here that should fit. I see one of them is going to be a bit of a pain. Acracia asks, Krav Maga's, let's see. I'm right now trying to see if this was errated already. Acracia asks, Krav Maga's contact combat attack uses an ambiguous or. Without reprinting text, it uses a list of martial arts attacks and then says, or martial arts special move resolution.
That's been
another errated.
That has been errated, and we were trying to get away with using less text in that sentence. Instead, we went, okay, we'll just repeat the first half of the sentence again, and now it does not use an ambiguous or. There's no ambiguity.
Okie dokie. So, this next one's from Mew.
The question was answered May 9th.
Yeah. Mew asks, this one is on behalf of my group's GM. The May 2nd answer about what happened to subdermal armor and grafted muscle bone lace seems to reverse this previous ruling about your graft muscle bone lace being EMP'd would drop your body stat. But things that require GMBL would still be but would things that require the GMBL still be rendered unoperable if the lace is shorted? Is there a inner universe explanation for it? Meaning, you have grafted muscle, it gets EMP'd, your linear frame stops working.
This is a GM call.
Yeah.
This is a GM call for now.
Yeah, it's there's input here from Jay. Honestly, if it gets that messy, GM call it. It's not going to break your game. We get this question a ton about these 2 specific, cyberware. But in the end...
Right, because everybody's worried about getting their frame shorted.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're worried about that, get hardened. Get hardened for it.
Get hardened and also have a backup plan. Have some fear in your game.
Your GM could theoretically call it either way. And it's a GM call, by the way, which cyberware gets hit anyways. So it's already a GM call. Because that's how EMP stuff works. That's how the microwave works.
Final question, because we have 2 minutes left, from Joe Kerr, the Devil Dude. Is it possible to simulate fanning the hammer from Westerns, aka speed shooting with a heavy revolver in game using auto fire? So, hip fire, pop, 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 pop.
it's possible for you to homebrew that.
It's kind of cool.
There
Yeah.
is, I believe, the Militech Perseus spins up to a higher ROF. It's been shot the previous turn. I don't know, maybe homebrew it so you're fanning and you go up for a ROF, but you can't like shoot the next turn, maybe?
Yeah, because
I don't know. And you get a negative?
I'm too sleepy to remember the revolver's capacities they got.
This is 100% a homebrew question, though.
Yeah, it's can I
think
do the cool
that
thing?
you'd have to be. The other thing about homebrew is you have to make sure that it's homebrew in the direction of the game's story and not homebrew in the direction of one player's fantasy. Because then you get, and this is like a table politics thing. So what I'm saying is, if you are playing deliberately in like a cyber Wild West, this is a homebrew that would be cool for the table. But if this is one guy, and then maybe you don't do that. Also, there are ROF2 pistols that will let you do that. There are even ROF2 4D6 pistols that would let you do that. It's called the Militech Perseus. You may be interested.
Yeah, that I think they're trying to fulfill the fantasy, and I'll just straight say it. Ask your GM to do the cool thing. Yeah.
Now, there's
actually
an additional bit.
Huh?
There's an additional bit here. The additional bit here is if you're playing in a game and you have only one player, that's the perfect place for stuff like this. And then you only give it to that one player, because then it's like, okay, we're just having an adventure here, but you're not a guy, you're Samurai Jack. And that's a really fun way to have a two-player campaign. And that's traditionally the way I've always played tabletop role-playing games as a kid. Because I was just playing with my little brother, GMing for my little brother all the time. That's why he's my #1 playtester. Fossilized Violence will of course ship with that mode. That is born out of that experience, and I look forward to y'all, getting to play that when that comes out. But of course, I can't talk about dates and stuff.
Can't talk about dates and stuff, but I like how that's coming along. I like how it's coming. That's the only tease they get about that, though. I'm getting even more tight-lipped on our releases, by the way. Y'all will have to wait and see a lot of this.
Isn't the Gen Con schedule posted, right?
Know what? Why you gotta call it out? Why you gotta do that?
Schedule posted?
Not for our personal games, but for like the games that we're doing.
For events?
Yeah, it is. Why you gotta call that out?
Are there a few events on there?
There's a few. Why you gonna make them go scour that shit? Why are you gonna make them go scour that shit? Well,
because sometimes FP needs a push.
So I will say, if you want to do this, because I'm only thinking of like 2 revolvers that you can even pop this with, because the revolver's got to have a hammer. I mean, to do it so you can pop it down. But still, like, what you'd be doing is basically a rate of fire. It would just be auto fire 2 at most, to empty every bullet you got to do effectively the same damage if you went high enough. Because, I mean, with auto fire, it's, you would not even be doing the most damage you could do. You would do it to be cool, but it wouldn't really be practical. It wouldn't be anything more than just cool.
My cool homebrew would be like, it's clearly a super move, and you get to do an auto fire with 2. If you spend additional like bullets, the auto fire number goes up, and I don't know. That again, you only have one player, and you want to make sure they have a good time, and you're maybe playing them as a hero level character that you typically don't get to do, because we are in the no escaping from the bog of infinite martial arts errata this week.
Yeah, I know.
Yes,
oh my God, LoJack, it's so true.
we will realize that we have errated all of these and already read through all of these answers.
Yep. It's hey, look, we got through the chunk of it. Now at least we're on to next week.
Next
we'll
week
do more.
will be, hey, look at the errata.
There's only a few martial arts ones left, but I'll check if they're errata. We'll skip them if they're errata. I'll let you know too. Jay Gray makes a good point. It's basically what we did with the hyper burst mode for the Hello Cutie gun. You're basically using burst rules. You can just go to the Jumpstart kit, pull those beta rules out, and use them if you want to, or from Mission Kit.
Yeah. I like the hyper burst on the name of that Hello Kitty gun is the Micro Cutie. It's the Micro Cutie.
Do you want to just go ahead and finish out May 10th here? Because I think some of these we can say are errated, and we'll just get done.
Why don't we? Why don't we? I gotta get moving, but
yeah, I'll be fast on these.
We got a couple. That way we can start. We can kill the bog.
Joseph, to find the errata, all you have to do is re-download it from DriveThruRPG. The version in DriveThruRPG is the errata book. It's the newest one. You'll go there and you'll see a new one. Myriad asks, is the starter to grapple with a target you haven't grappled? Okay, yep, I already think this is errata. Is the starter to grapple with a target you haven't grappled before? This combat condition for Salat's Balance leveraged, fulfilled by using wrestling's reverse move to take control of a grapple.
Yes, this is errata to deliberately allow that.
Yep. All right, from General Strange, Cyber Fists of Fury. Soft system, Dirty Blow, got you. Dirty Blow, this means we discard Rate of Fire 2 and attack with Rate of Fire 1 that if it hits, causes the target to take the body critical injury with 5 bonus damage plus the normal damage they deal, right?
This is also errated.
Yeah, this is very interestingly wrote, but I would say if the first one caught your eye, this one would too. Revenge Strike. That is, if we receive a critical injury from a melee attack or martial arts special move, we can use a DV15 to make a martial arts soft system attack for free once, and if we deal a critical injury, we'll get 2 luck back, right?
Yep.
And then the next one's Panzerfaust, Borg Fist. Is this Rate of Fire 1 or Rate of Fire 2? I think Borg Fist is a Rate of Fire 1. I remember right? Yeah, it is.
It says a single martial arts attack.
Yep. All right, last question of May 10th, and then we're done, dude. Rizzy asks, regarding the bodyweight auto-injector from Interface 4, page 7, the Cyberware specifies it can only be used for street drugs, but in multiple mayor's desks, you have each commented on using the auto-injector for speed heal, which is specifically not a street drug. What is the intended interaction between these medtech-specific rugs and the auto-injector? I keep bringing it up like that.
The intended interaction is that it's a very popular tech upgrade.
Yeah. I keep saying it too, because even I use it as tech upgrade.
Yeah. I'm stating it as a tech upgrade, you know?
Yeah, it's the same thing I do. I keep catching myself with it too. I have to be careful because y'all already know I'm a very narrative-focused GM, and I will bring up tech upgrades.
It is sort of really good if it's just naturally everything and not you need to tech upgrade it for extra stuff, because it kind of removes the space for
a med tech.
You to get an additional tech upgrade on that thing. In addition to, it's also speed heal. You know? Anyway.
Hey, John. Hey, buddy. How are you doing? John snuck in. Hey, dude.
I saw him. Hi.
Yeah.
See ya.
One thinks these were way better with John. Yeah, I'm a very, very poor commentator. John has a lot more charisma than I do. He's a good dude. He's good peoples. And I cannot grow a beard like him. It's a luscious. He's got a luscious one. I hope things are going good, dude. It's good to hear from you. I'm glad you came by, dude. But yeah, with that, actually, I want to ask the only question from May 11th, and we're done. Promise.
All right.
From Jude Bug. Would Gang Jazzler work with wrestling's chokehold move?
Yes.
That's nasty. The
Gang Jazzler is very nasty.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite pieces of non-lethal.
Here's the thing, though. Gang Jazzler has always been this nasty since 2020. It's been historically nasty. I've also almost never seen it played or heard about it being played.
I used one with Miser.
I mean, yeah, but like, I don't hear a lot of Discord chatter about the Gang Jazzler these
No,
days.
people sleep on it. They sleep on it like the
People
art
sleep
thrower.
on it.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on it.
Yeah. But yeah. All right, so that gets us up to May 12th of questions. But that's a good stopping point here. I know you got to go. We'll wrap it up here. So, simple put, folks, today you all also saw that we announced Cyberpunk Legends. It is a card game run by a studio outside of us. So if y'all actually want to get a peek at that, you can take a look here in the community tab. You can take a look over on the Discord to get into the pre-sale. Other than that, this upcoming week, like I said, you may or may not see us. We have the summit, so everybody's flying to Seattle to see everybody and eat a lot of food and potentially work a long time. As we say, it's a busy time. It's a busy time. Other than that, everything is pretty much set and smooth when it comes to the upcoming books. No major things happening. Whenever things are going, you'll know. James, anything you want to plug? As you do.
Sure. Let me plug James Hutt Games real quick. James Hutt Games is the place where I make games on my own when I'm not working for Artel Saurian. And we've got a lot of content out right now. Free stuff you might be interested in. And all you have to do is go to jameshuttgames.com. And there you put in your email, and then you'll get a newsletter. And in that newsletter will be access to the James Hutt Games Vault, which as of now has about 6 different projects, totaling over 300 pages. And you can freely playtest one of my upcoming projects over there called Beetle World, which is a cool game where you play as beetles fighting a fungus hive mind across a whole world, and you use Uno cards as the main resolution mechanic, along with a brand new dice system. Anyway, go check that out. Lots of fun stuff, and enjoy.
And to go ahead and remind, as always, the main place to find news for Artel Saurian games around Cyberpunk, Shadowscar, which the rulebook's coming along so beautifully. You can find that here on YouTube and on our website first. They are always going to be much more reliable than our social media sites. You can also go on to our Discord at discord.gg/ArtelSaurianGames. But other than that, y'all, we're good. We're done. We're going to go ahead and sneak out of here. We're 10 minutes late. We got to go.
All right.
All right.
Have fun, everybody.
Take care, y'all. Be safe.